playoff partner for the 15th straight season and your exclusive home of the Western Conference Finals.
On our NBA playoff journey of 40 games and 40 nights, there are certain images which speak volumes. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. Last night, one look at Rasheed Wallace told you that the Pistons had silenced the Milwaukee faithful as Detroit took a 3-1 lead. And then in a game that went down to the very final ticks, the Kings won by a deuce in Dallas, and that left Dirk Nowitzki and the Mavs to ponder a 3-1 deficit. Now Act 1 continues in Win or Go Home, a TNT original drama. Compelling characters, compelling drama. Baron Davis, gutty, relentless, a guard you root for. Lamar Odom, resilient, tenacious, defining playoff passion. Miami leads 2-1. Game 4 will be big but not easy. Which leading man comes to the forefront? Carmelo Anthony has a smile to match his game. He led Denver to its first playoff win in a decade. Kevin Garnett, charismatic, aggressive, a force at 7 feet. Tonight is a test for his Wolfpack. A second straight loss would bring tension and doubt.
The NBA playoffs have come to the Big Easy, New Orleans. The Mississippi River City with world-class cuisine is home to the historic French Quarter and Jackson Square. It's also home to the New Orleans Hornets, who are in a must-win situation tonight, down 2-1 in an Eastern Conference first-round matchup, as we welcome you to the New Orleans Arena and Game 4 between the Heat and the Hornets. Hi again, everybody. I'm Gary Bender. Well, the Heat took a 2-0 lead, winning both games at home, but they found it much different on the road, losing Game 3. They were really surprised by the Hornets' intensity and the fact that they had such a desperate state. In the middle of all this has been the 2-time All-Star point guard for the Hornets, Baron Davis, and he's with Craig Sager.
Well, he hasn't practiced for 2 days. He could not take the court during today's shoot-around, listed on the medical report. Questionable, sore left ankle, bruised left elbow, sore back. The world wants to know, what's your medical status for tonight?
I'm going to play, man, that's all. You know, I got to get out there and support my teammates. Just play as hard as I possibly can, give it all I got. And, you know, while I'm out there, just try and be as solid as possible.
It's a great matchup at point guard, an all-star in yourself against a rookie in Dwayne Wade. You got into his head in Game 3. How did you do that? And will you do more of it tonight?
Just try to be physical. You know, if I'm mobile enough, just staying in front of him and, you know, bumping him, pushing him anytime I can off pick and rolls, you know, forcing him to shoot a lot of jumpers and keep him out the lane.
Well, couldn't practice, but the Hornets will have their leader on the court tonight, Gary.
All right, Craig, let's go to the other two members of our broadcast team. John Thompson, who brought a great Georgetown team here in '82 in New Orleans, played North Carolina in the championship game. And Rex Chapman, who was the first pick ever for the Hornets back in 1988. And Rex, I think it's fair to say that Miami is really concerned about the psyche of Dwayne Wade.
Well, Gary, Dwayne Wade is a rookie. He's had a fabulous rookie year, but the playoffs on the road are a completely different ballgame. In games 1 and 2, Dwayne Wade was a stud, even making an acrobatic shot in Game 1 for the big win. But in Game 3, it was a different story. Baron Davis set the tone early in a little veteran gamesmanship, taking Wade to the floor and picking up a technical in the opening seconds. Wade was virtually ineffective from that point on, going 1 for 8 from the field, 6 turnovers, no assists in 32 minutes. I look for Dwayne Wade to really respond tonight, and he better respond because Baron Davis can be the best point guard in the league when he makes his mind up to be.
Well, the Hornets could ill afford to go down 3-1. So, John, tell me a couple of things they have to do to win a game here tonight.
Well, I think, first of all, the Hornets have to definitely establish themselves inside. And Jamal McClure has got to play as big as he's ever played before, Gary. He's got to block shots in the post. He's got to offensively ask for the ball. In fact, demand the ball and go to work inside. The other thing that's got to happen is Baron Davis. Baron Davis is extremely important to this team because he has the ball most of the time. As a result, he's got to distribute it, but more importantly, he can't just shoot jump shots. He's got to go to the glass with the ball, get contact, and create fouls for himself so he can get to the line.
So game 4 is ready to roll, coming to you from the Crescent City in New Orleans. Welcome back to the New Orleans Arena, Game 4. And let's go now to our McDonald's starting lineups. We've talked about Wade. Eddie Jones has not been shooting the ball well in the series. Caron Butler has been outstanding, and Brian Grant has given Jamal McClure all he can handle. Amar Odom coming off of 6 stitches off of his eye. We have Davis. We don't know how healthy he is, but he's ready to go. Wesley's been shooting the ball well from outside. Lynch is kind of the intangible guy. McClure, they're trying to keep him from getting deep. And P.J. Brown, one of those guys, does a lot more than what shows up on the stat sheet. So let's go over now to Craig Sager. Craig?
Well, Gary, we heard from Baron Davis in the pregame, also some follows from Rex Chapman on how Baron Davis was physical, got in the head of Dwayne Wade. How did Miami respond? Well, the last 2 days in practice, they have double-teamed Dwayne Wade with assistant coach Keith Atkins and also Bimbo Coles, who's with the team but not on the playoff roster. Basically, Bimbo Coles was told, you be Baron Davis. Obviously, he doesn't have the same athletic ability. However, Stan Van Gundy gave him a lot of liberties, being a 14-year veteran. He did not call any fouls on him, and he let him push him, shove him, knock him over, do whatever he could to get into Wade's head. I said, how did he respond? He said, well, we didn't have much to say after the game. It all just sees how he does here in this game because we know he is a rookie.
And as we mentioned, the Hornets wanting somehow to even up this series. The next game is in Miami on Friday. Miami is not a good road team. In fact, they're the worst road record team of anybody in the playoffs. The Hornets would like to get this even at 2-2. Bernie Fryer, Louis Grillo, and Bill Spooner, the 3 officials. And this place is hopping, Rex.
Well, I'd like to add to what Craig was saying. Great report. And I had the opportunity to play for this Miami Heat staff. Pat was the head coach, but Stan and Bob McAdoo and those guys were helping him. And I can tell you from past experience, the way Dwayne Wade responded, he's been taking the brunt of the coach's criticism the last couple days, and he'll respond tonight. I'll be very shocked if he doesn't.
And I can tell you there's a vast difference between your big brother roughing you up and the bully out on the corner, too.
I think that's a pretty good, wise statement. As here is Baron Davis. We'll watch him closely. There's hardly any part of his body that's not banged up. George Lynch, who became the starter when Jamal Mashburn could not play this year. Mashburn playing only 19 games for the Hornets. 10 on the shot clock. Butler comes out on Lynch. Baron Davis going in traffic. The ball is loose and going to be tipped out of bounds with 1 second on the shot clock.
Yeah, Baron Davis did exactly what he needs to do, get into the lane, but I'd love to see McClure and Brown create a window where they can hit him if it helps.
And with 1 second, McClure tries the hook, and he got a pretty good look with a second to go, and that's going to be off the Heat. And so New Orleans is going to get the ball back.
Not a bad play call there, but you hate to take your first shot of the game with a 22-foot hook shot.
Here's Davis, brings it into Wesley. He's kind of the heart and soul of this team. He's playing hurt. He's had problems with his left big toe. Baron Davis with the first basket of the game.
And I think that's big for Baron Davis and the Hornets. They've got to get Baron going early. Looks good.
Here comes Wade, who was 1 of 8 in the last game, had only 2 points after scoring 21 in game 1. Lamar Odom to the hole with that left hand, and as he got an explosive first step.
Well, and he's a very hard guard for McClure because he can face the ball, handles the ball as well as any fluid small forward. McClure has to move his feet a lot against him.
Nice shot by Wesley, who was 8 of 16 from three-point land coming into this game tonight. He's the only guy who's been shooting it well from outside for New Orleans. 5 of 4.
David Wesley needs to continue to shoot it well for these Hornets to have a chance in this series.
Here's Butler, the second-year man out of UConn. They kick it out now to Wade. Quickly it comes to Caron Butler. Butler had a 24-point game in this series. He'll get the pass from Odom and takes it inside.
You see, and that's the shot that the Hornets definitely don't want to give up. They want to force this Heat team to shoot over the top, not get into the lane. They have too many athletic, fluid guys.
Lynch, who played at North Carolina on that 93 NCAA championship team. And there's Wesley again. He's hit 2 in a row.
I'm really surprised the Heat haven't come out and really put a body on somebody, knock somebody down early, due to the fact that they really kind of got it taken to them the other day. This is just too easy. Jump shot after jump shot for New Orleans.
Number 5 seed, the Hornets against the number 4 seed, Miami. Quick outlet comes to Wesley. He wanted to shoot it, and wisely gets it out to Baron Davis. You can see Eddie Jones trying to stay with him, and a collision inside. We're going to have a blocking foul. The basket did not count. Let's pick up Baron Davis.
And Baron Davis, like we said, they're going to try to get him off early. But this is just too easy. Nobody's hedged out on the screen. Lamar Odom did not hedge out. Baron Davis gets a wide open look. Lamar Odom is a guy, we already know, he's a left-handed player. They want to force him, New Orleans does, want to force him right. But he's so talented, he can get left.
That foul was on Eddie Jones. Into the corner comes Wesley, stealing it, doesn't get this one. McClure tries a follow tip, back tap comes out, and it's going to be picked up, and eventually corralled by Dwayne Wade, the rookie, and he's fouled by P.J. Brown on the breakout.
Well, he's fouled by him. That's exactly what the Heat wants. They want the Hornets to take quick shots so they can get out and run. They're not the kind of team that wants to come down and run deliberate offensive schemes. They want to get an open floor because of the athleticism of the players that they have, one-on-one ability.
Dwayne Wade, he was the fifth pick in the draft out of Marquette, a guy who set a Heat rookie record for average 16.2 this year. And in game 1, he won it with 1.3 seconds to go, and he is able to rattle in both free throws, and we're tied at 6.
I thought P.J. laid it on him pretty hard that time, Rick.
P.J. knows, so no layups in the playoffs.
P.J.'s a consummate pro. He does so many things well for this New Orleans team. Here's Baron Davis. What a talent this guy is.
You know, we made a statement the other day that Stephon Marbury really got it going in Game 4 of the New York Nets, New Jersey Nets, New York series. And when you let a guy get it going in this league, you got a problem. And they definitely don't want Baron Davis to go to the Heat.
And it comes now to Brian Grant. He kicks it back out. He did not expect the pass back inside. Here's Davis using the screen very well.
Well, and the thing about this is that he doesn't have to handle a ball, so he doesn't have to use as much energy. He's the recipient of the pass coming off the screen. He can just catch and shoot.
Boy, his signature move is going inside. He can take it with anybody inside. P.J. Brown has been shooting very poorly in the series. Only 29% at the start of the night. Missed that one. They double team Butler. He gets it out to Grant. There's Eddie Jones, who has led them in scoring for 4 straight years. Lamar Odom picks it out to Butler, 9 on the shot clock, and we're going to have 3 seconds in the lane.
You know, it's not a living soul on that Heat's team right now who cannot catch the ball and create on his own other than Grant. I mean, every one of those guys are hard to guard because in any isolated situation, they can take you one-on-one.
NBA in Espanol, a live TNT NBA playoff Spanish language feed is now available via SAP as the foul goes inside. Brian Grant is so strong, he has made it tough for McClure to get the ball in deep. He just shuts him out so many times.
Well, he's made it tough for him. He's given up a lot of size. Jamal McClure is a long, tall, strong NBA player, and he's given up so much size. And in talking to Stan Van Gundy this morning, they just want to make sure McClure catches the ball deeper, or I'm sorry, not so deep, catches it out higher where he can't get such good vision.
Davis penetrating inside. They want to keep that from happening. The Heat That last foul was on Ron Butler. They have a fresh 24 on the shot clock. So Davis, who played at UCLA, the first month and a half of the season was playing as well as anybody in the NBA before he started having all the injury problems. The miss by Brown, deflected by Davis, and he'll get it back. Ron Butler, who started the season on the injured list after arthroscopic surgery, and Jones hits a three, and that may get him going.
Well, they need to get that Eddie Jones going. He really struggled the last game, going 2 for 13. Eddie Jones is a confidence guy. If he makes a couple shots, he can have big nights.
And gives the Heat a 1-point lead. The Heat season series, 3 games to 1 into PJ, and he goes up. He's going to get caught for pushing off of Lamar Odom as he tried to take it to the hole, and that will be his second foul.
It's very clear what the Hornets want to do, though. You can see the curls through the middle, cuts through the middle. You can see posting up. And look at this. I mean, he's just splitting. He drops it off, and PJ goes to the basket. He uses his offhand to push off in. Had he not done that, he might have received the foul.
Good call.
That is a big foul. They need PJ. Sits down, and the rookie comes in, David West, their first-round pick this year, who they think is going to be the power forward of the future. But he's got a big chore now trying to guard Odom. Odom backing in on West.
This matchup with Odom, we need to keep an eye as Ron Butler makes a nice long perimeter shot. We need to keep an eye on this Odom-West matchup. This is what they were afraid of this morning, was that West was going to have to guard Lamar Odom for extended periods as PJ got in foul trouble.
Here's Lynch coming out, and he pops it, he hits the 2. And so we have a 1-point game. Both teams have been shooting poorly in the series, shooting very well here in the early going.
And it's especially important for the Hornets because they're trying to grind and pound. They think physically they can beat up on this Heat team. And when they get outside shots, it's just a bonus.
Odom now on a handoff to Jones. 8 on the shot clock. The left-hander puts it up and goes over the back. Odom making his playoff debut after 4 years with the Los Angeles Clippers. And PJ, the consummate pro, the guy who is such an integral part of the team, now sitting down.
It's very big. He's such a leader for them, a stabilizing force on the court. But he's just such a smart defender. He knows to shade Lamar Odom to his right, and they can earn everything.
Now we're going to have a call inside on McGlure. He moved on the screen. That'll be an offensive foul. That'll give it back to the Heat.
Coach, don't you think it's important for New Orleans to get McGlure going in the post a little bit tonight?
Without a doubt, because he's an advantage. This is a very short Heat team, Rick. If they get it into him, they'll force some of these Heat guys to get in trouble, and they'll get to the line a lot faster.
Ryan Grant had a double-double in this series, and that's going to be another foul, or is they going to call it on Wesley? It'll be on Wesley. For a moment, it looked like McGlure had picked up 2 quick ones. They'll call the foul on Wesley. It'll be his first.
But Wesley did what they teach you to do. That Wesley tried to steal the foul from the big guy, and he was successful in getting it done.
And that wasn't a foul. That was a great flop by Eddie Jones.
Yeah, it was a real great flop.
14 fouls now against the Hornets, 2 against the Heat, and there's Wade. And Wade, you know, just really was, I think, affected psychologically, don't you, early in the ball game, because Baron Davis had the technical against him, and he just did not look the same the rest of the game.
I think he was affected, but watching Dwayne Wade like I have over the last few years, he's very, very surprised if he didn't respond tonight.
Well, he grew up in Chicago. He used to emulate Michael Jordan. He said, I'm tough. I grew up in Chicago.
Great screen by Brian Grant. And if Dwayne Wade can make jump shots tonight consistently, New Orleans will have a long night.
Right now, the Heat with a 3-point lead with 5:41 to go in this first quarter of play from the Big Easy in New Orleans, the site of Game 4. The 2004 NBA playoffs on TNT, brought to you by IBM, taking business to the next level with Man by Van Helsing, starring Hugh Jackson and Kate Beckinsale on May 7th. Forever by McDonald's, I'm loving it, and by Miller, both Miller for President of Beers. Good call. Well, you know, the Hornets have struggled with their shooting, and the last game, their big guys were 8 of 39, and we'll let you see what has happened, the top 7 and what they're shooting thus far in the series.
Yeah, they've definitely been struggling, but getting good screens, good ball movement, and knocking down jump shots tonight.
And most significantly, they have 5 assists on 5 field goals. So they're doing the things that they want to do.
Tim Floyd in his first year, his second stint in the NBA after coaching 3+ years. The Chicago Bulls. We come back. 3-point lead now for Miami. 5:37 to go in the first quarter. David Wesley kicks it out. Davis, a long three, and he nailed it.
That's a great play by David Wesley. Baron Davis spotted up, and you can tell those guys have played a little basketball together.
And you make people reluctant to trap you. You make them punish. When you punish them by hitting the open man, he hits the shot.
7 points now for Baron Davis. Davis was 6th in the NBA in scoring this year, led the league in steals. Eddie Jones tries to match it. Rebound by McLaurin. Out it comes now to Davis. Davis is moving really well, don't you think, guys? After what we saw in the last game, you wondered if he'd be in one piece.
Well, I think he's moving extremely well, but I tell you where it takes his toll is in the fourth quarter. Anytime a guy's hurting his legs like that, you really judge at the end.
That's a 2. Wesley was just inside the line, but Wesley is red hot. He has 6 points in the ball game, and he looks so confident shooting the ball.
That's a guy that's moving well.
Yes, he is. New Orleans has it stuck on automatic right now. Baron Davis picks up the foul, trying to rough up the rookie again. But David Wesley with a great play, penetrating. All of Miami collapses, and Baron Davis is wide open out top. You won't miss that one too often.
George Lynch is the guy that picked up the foul, his first.
You know, we talked about the rookie Wade responding. So far, so good. 1 for 1, 4 points, and a steal.
Boy, I tell you, Karan Butler is a very good basketball player. He was 3rd in the Rookie of the Year balloting last year behind Amari Stoudemire and Yao Ming. And as we said, hurt early in the year, but as the season wore on, he looked like the Karan Butler of a year ago. Wesley brings it out to Lynch. 4:11 to go here in the first quarter. He gets the ball fake, gets up in the air with 7 to shoot. Tried to feed it. Nice defense. He stopped that time by Butler as he brings it out to Wade.
It's really a great rotation by Butler because off of the trap, he rotated back.
We're tied at 15. In the corner it goes now to Eddie Jones. Jones, who used to play with the Hornets, coming in that trade. Off it comes to Butler. Butler with a 2, and the rebound is cleared by David West, the good-looking rookie out of Xavier.
Guys, you got Lamar Odom grabbing his hand here. He heard it on the previous play when Wesley drove the middle. You need to keep an eye on that.
And Davis with the foul away, and ripped down by Brian Grant, who has the heart of a lion. There's nobody that has a bigger heart than Brian Grant. Always playing undersized. Here's Odom. Let's see if the hand bothered him. Didn't get that shot. Davis the other way. Trying to break the tie. So Davis, when he starts to move inside, you better backpedal in a hurry. What a great move, huh?
Those misses bother you a lot more when you your hand bothers you a lot more when you miss.
I agree. West is fouled as he missed the shot. David West picked up in the first round, the 18th pick in the first round. Brian Grant guilty of the foul. This guy was better than they anticipated. Very mature, very poised for a rookie.
Well, he's a four-year player in college, player of the year in a lot of magazines, a lot of publications. He just does a lot of things. He's a basketball player. He's kind of undersized to play the 4 position, and he's not really a 3, but they've gotten a lot out of him this year.
Harold Armstrong comes in, and they'll be concerned about his ankle. Armstrong, 1 of 15 shooting in the series, and they need his energy as a big-time leader comes into the game, and West has given the Hornets a 2-point lead. And now into the game, exciting player, Rafer Alston, who grew up in Queens. He was a Playboy legend, a guy who can handle it with anybody. And Armstrong and he are going after each other now. And quickly, he tries the 3, rebound by Odom. Odom at 6'10", goes up, left it short, and dug out by West.
Well, see, and that's one of the things the Hornets want to do. They want to force the Heat to play half-court offense and don't give them transition baskets.
Lynch from the corner. George Lynch, who was one of Dean Smith's favorite players when he played at North Carolina. Timeout, and the Hornets now lead at 19-15.
Those are big shots for George Lynch. Any offense he gives you, especially from the perimeter, are big. Stan Van Gundy is a little frustrated right now. He's trying to get this Heat team to do what he wants.
Well, I tell you what, the Hornets really did a good job defensively in the last. Turned it around. They finally able to pick up their first win. As you can see, what they were able to do inside.
Well, one of the things that they really did is pack the lane and try to force this Heat team to play outside. They pushed the basketball and allowed Davis to get to the basket rather than shooting the long jump shots that he had been shooting before. And you can see the effects of this on these three guys. These guys are very important. You got 5 points, 2 points, 18 points. Look at the field goal attempts. 1 and 8, 2 and 13, 5 and 18. You're trying to make this Heat team play against a set defense. Don't let them get out in transition.
Hornets right now on a 9-2 run with this 19-15 lead. Inside it goes Brian Grant. Can't get it to go. Tries to come up with a rebound. Eventually dug out by West. Off to Armstrong.
Armstrong was real smart on that one. He slowed it up so they could grind it and really try to get it inside, make the Heat play defense at half court.
That's the reason he was the captain of that Orlando Magic team for so many years. The guy who was undrafted coming out of Fayetteville State, back as a field goal kicker, and he's wearing number 3 in tribute to Mark Mosley, his hero, the former kicker for the Redskins. As Louis Grillo, the official, hits the deck in front of us, and Eddie Jones continues up the floor.
Great defense by Eddie Jones, and that's what he does. He can really play the passing lane.
Wesley misses from outside, so Wesley's had the hot hand. He is now 3 of 5 for the night. Boy, Grillo really hit the deck right in front of the scorer's table. Seems to be okay.
I like his style, though. He rolled over on his hip, kept the whistle in his mouth, and was right on the play.
Acted like he meant to do it.
And here's Jones from outside with a 3. Lynch, who does such a good job boxing off, comes up with a rebound. So Tim Floyd's team with a 2-point lead, but playing very good basketball and trying somehow to get this series even at 2. And it comes to Wesley, and he's going to be fouled.
And Tim Floyd's team doesn't want to get in a racehorse game with this Heat team. They want to bang it out. This is an example. I mean, they're moving the ball. They lose it. This is exactly the way the Heat wants to play. They want to get out and run like that. When you're pushing the ball, you're getting down the court. This is when Louis Grillo fell on the side. But look at him. He turns on one hand and gets on the play. I love his style.
Yeah, he doesn't lose too much coolness, never, Louis. Louis never loses too much coolness.
Now, Caron Butler picked up his second foul. He's got to come out of the ball game, and Rasul Butler has checked in, replacing him. And Butler comes in and immediately picks up a foul.
See, and that's the advantage to what the Hornets are doing. They're taking the time and grinding it out, Rex. And then they're accentuating the fouls by doing that, as opposed to coming down as they've done previously and take bad shots.
And that's a veteran move by the plastic man, Stacey Ogden, who's checked into the game. He's a defensive stopper coach, and you know Stacey from back at UNLV. What a lot of people might not know, Stacey is a terrific outside shooter. It's just unfortunate that all our games are played indoors.
Well, he had 10 points earlier in one of these games.
I was wondering, Gary, where he was going with that.
Where was that one coming from? He's given us so many things this series. Dirt on the shoulder and smothered chicken. I didn't know where that was going. Did you, John?
Not at all. I didn't. Tremendous outside shooting.
Less than a minute to go here in this first quarter. Odom against West. Odom's got to back him inside, and maybe the Heat's best player can't get it to go. Grant kicks it out. They got to play 24 on the shot clock.
They're struggling half-court sets, Gary.
Here's Odom again, and that is going to be an offensive foul.
Great defense by the rookie. Terrific defense. That's known in scouting report, Coach. He wanted to force the man right. He's not nearly as strong going to his right. When he took that first step right, he gets over there and gets the offensive foul.
And you take away the style of play that the Heat wants to play and see if frustration sets in. These guys are forcing them to play against their defense every set, not letting them get out and use that one-on-one ability.
Here's Armstrong. They want to get him started. Shooting wise into McGlory. Goes in. He's hammered as Odom and Butler both there. As the Heat starting to get into some foul troubles.
Baron Davis has been big. Talked about it in the opening. When he wants to be, he's got the ability to maybe be the best point guard in the league. He's come out on fire, and I'm surprised that the Heat haven't knocked him down once, knocked him down twice. He's beat up. They know it.
16 fouls now against Miami. That foul was against Butler, so he's picked up 2 in a hurry. And Davis now watching as Armstrong has replaced him at the point guard spot. first point of the ball game for McClure as they want to get him going after a very mediocre performance the other night. He's only been shooting 39% from the field, and one of the things that he has done is kept him from getting the ball in deep.
They're kept him from getting it, but he's done a good job of setting screens. And what they want to do is take advantage of his size, the size advantage they have against the Heat.
5 on the shot clock, and Butler stepped out of bounds. It's going to go now to the Hornets, who can take the last shot of the first quarter.
That's a really struggling Rex against half-court stuff.
Well, the tempo is so big, isn't it, guys? And right now, the tempo is the Hornets' favor. There's Armstrong, lost it, dug out West. They got to hurry. They cannot get the shot off. But it's been a solid first quarter for the guys for the Big Easy.
The rookie made a great defensive play there. Just didn't know how much time was left.
Well, and they're really struggling to get out because now frustration is sort of set in a little bit with the Heat team. And it's a great thing.
And so New Orleans shooting 53% in this first quarter, lead it 22-17. The mighty Mississippi, the Crescent City, New Orleans, Game 4. And thus far, the Hornets playing well. The Superdome, where John Thompson brought his Georgetown Hoyas in '82 in New Orleans Arena. And later tonight, the Denver Nuggets, awfully tough in the Mile High City, winning that game the other night and giving them, I would think, some newfound confidence.
But they're a young team. They've got nothing to lose tonight. It's an opportunity for them to all hang out, leave it all out there, and no expectations on them whatsoever.
You're saying they're too young to be afraid.
Yes, sir.
With John Thompson and Rex Sager, I'm Gary Bender. Glad to have you with us. We start the second quarter. Very good first quarter for the Hornets, shooting 53%. They were able to rest Baron Davis in that first quarter. He scored 7 points. Out comes Lamar Odom. Odom picked up by West, who's in there because P.J. Brown got into early foul trouble. 7 on the shot clock. Alston goes in, and the guy that had the moniker skip to the roof after all his playground playing in Queens showed a pretty good move there.
Playground legend, one of the street ball innovators.
Here comes Stacey Ogman, who played on that 90 championship team for UNLV. He strokes it and hits it, and it's 24-19, and they continue to shoot well, 56% now for New Orleans.
And the Heat need to settle down, run their offense, see what they can get off of it. But everything they try to do is off of the dribble as opposed to off of an assist.
Wade with a running shot, not able to get it. McClure kicks it out. Davis quickly to West. Beautiful fast break. And the Hornets right now look so confident.
Well, the Hornets are also doing it. They're doing it with their bench. Tim Floyd has to be pleased right now.
Well, they're two distinct different teams offensively. One team has a lot of athleticism and does a lot off of the dribble. The other off of the pass. I mean, this is an example of what you're talking about. Dribbling, where's the shot? What does that do? That opens it up for the fast break. And these guys just pass the ball as opposed to dribbling it. And look, bang, they get a layup.
Saturday night, one element to save us all.
Live comes from
the intensity. I don't think you can compare it to the regular season. It's amazing. You know, every possession, you know, every single timeout, you have to pay attention to detail. And but you know, as an athlete, this is where you want to be. You know, this is the most competitive time, you know, for any sport. Of course, the playoffs.
Well, that gives you a little flavor of what this is all about, doesn't it?
And guys, I'm a Lamar Odom fan. I think arguably has talent of one of the top 5 guys in the league. Nobody's ever questioned his talent, but his work ethic maybe. He's gone to Miami. His body is unbelievable right now, and right on cue, Lamar Odom, he's some kind of player coach.
Well, he's a very good player, and that was one basket that was scored off of a pass rather than a dribble.
Aaron Davis, they try to get the ball out of his hands. They trap him. West will come into the paint, kick it outside, moving in is Armstrong, and he hit it, and that could get him going. As we mentioned, he had been 1 of 15 in the first 3 games.
And we talked to Tim Floyd this morning. He informed us that Darrell is extremely beat up. But that guy's an energizer bunny. If he gets it going, look out.
And there's Odom trying to get it going, and inside in the rebound, Udonis Haslem. And Craig, what do you got on Armstrong?
Well, we know he is beat up, and anybody knows Darrell Armstrong. He's the most energetic guy in the world, always positive. However, he's been bothered lately by not only the injuries, going 1 for 15, but he still is harboring bad feelings about not being re-signed by Orlando. Refused to answer Doc Rivers' call. Finally, he talked to his godmother, who's here tonight, Cynthia Slade, had a big discussion. She said, listen, you have to heal what ails you. So on Sunday after the game, he called Doc Rivers, had a real long conversation. It seemed to loosen him up. His ankle still bothers him. However, he is taping it for the first time, the right ankle. He always refused to tape his ankles. He liked the way it feels, fluid and all, but he's changed that tonight. He's also wearing the arm pads so he can dive on the floor and do what Darrell Armstrong does best.
And he hit his shots, which could really get him going. Butler hit a basket, and then down at the other end, it was Stacey Ogman again. That ball goes over the back, and Bill Spooner over there is going to sort it out, and he's going to give it to Miami.
It just seems to me to be an awful long time to be harboring some kind of concerns about Orlando and Doc. And you out here playing in the playoffs with this one.
You know, it didn't affect, though. Kenyon Martin's playing pretty well. He's still waiting for a contract with the Nets, and we saw him. Here is Wade backing in. Creates it nicely. And Udonis Haslem, who's quite a story himself. He played in France last year. He played 4 years at the University of Florida, and he has given big backup for Brian Grant in the middle. 30-26 now in favor of the Hornets.
Coach Tim Floyd told us this morning that Darrell's more beat up than Baron Davis.
Look at Davis. Davis looks so good tonight, and he's not forcing anything. He's 4 of 6. He has 10 points in the ball game.
Well, Van Gundy's trying to force the tempo of the game a little bit by getting some steals and not enabling them to run. But every time they gamble, the Hornets make them pay for it.
Davis 2 of 2 behind the line. Odom with that running left-hander. He is so athletic. You talked about his conditioning. Maybe the most gifted player on this Heat team. Waited so long to make his debut in the playoffs after 4 years with the Clippers. And Davis backdoor, and West found it.
David West is a tremendous basketball player. Just makes basketball plays. Great cut by Baron Davis. And on the other end, David West opened up a little too much, gave Lamar Odom a clear path to the basket. You can force him right, but you've got to cut him off at some point.
I would think that Wade has got to start to impact this game. He's taken 2 shots. He has 4 points. He falls away and doesn't get it. Follow inside, not there by Haslem. And Armstrong into the offensive end.
That's smart of the Hornets. You don't want to get in a running match with these guys.
They turn it over. Off it comes now to Wade. That's 6 turnovers. Make it 7 turnovers against New Orleans. Odom, no harm, no foul. Trying to draw the charges west. Odom continued in, and now Odom has 8 points.
That was a block, if anything.
Davis into the corner. They'll trap him there. Out to Stacey Ogman. Ogman has really come in and played well in this ball game. 7 points in 6 minutes of play. 10 on the shot clock. West, the follow away. Good defense by Odom. Rasul Butler comes down with a rebound. So some of these substitutions now by Stan Van Gundy starting to pay off for this team.
Well, and I'll tell you what else is paying off. They're getting some misses by the Hornets, and as a result of it, they can get out and get early offense.
There's Wade again, and that should help his confidence.
Well, I was just getting ready to say, Coach, you know, I know Stan's got to be a little upset right now with the way his team's come out. But you look at the scoreboard, it's 35 to 32. I would think, with as well as New Orleans is playing, that they would be down a lot more than they are.
That's a very good point, and Odom is getting cranked up. He's the guy that's leading the charge.
Lamar Odom, West just denied it a little bit too much to his right, and that was a block, if anything, probably a good no call, but Lamar Odom's getting it going.
Well, and Lamar Odom is such a hard guard because of his ability to handle the ball. Usually with his length, he has a guy that doesn't have lateral movement on him, and he handles the ball almost like a guard.
P.J. Brown has come back in. George Lynch has come back in. Brown, of course, got into foul trouble early. Played only 6 minutes in that first quarter. 35-32 Hornets. Here is Stacey Augmon dumping it inside, and Augmon is so active. He gets the assist to Lynch.
I love Stacey Augmon. I gave him a hard time earlier, but Stacey, 12-year veteran, and he just does whatever you ask him to do out there, Coach.
And the thing that he does so well is he can sit on the bench and never play, but when he comes in, he gives you maximum effort. Yeah. That's a valuable player to any coach.
And he's had 73 playoff games, his 12th straight year in the playoffs. Good inside positioning that time by Haslam, and he's going to go to the free throw line. Well, get an all-access look at the NBA playoffs. Tune into the NBA TV playoff show Destination Finals every weeknight at 6 p.m. only on NBA TV. Haslam at the line. Lynch just picked up his second foul.
And while we're talking about Stacey, Stacey can guard 5 players at 5 different positions out there in a pinch. Maybe not as well as he used to guarding a little guy, but he's just so versatile. I mean, what a valuable asset to have over on the bench.
Here is Haslam, who is in a lot of ways a younger version of Brian Grant. He's lost some weight. He's been in tremendous shape. Played in France, which I don't think plays real good basketball, and has come over here now and has impacted this Heat team.
Done a great job of getting weak side rebounds. Now, if you could put him in the basket after he got him, he would have quite a few points.
But the French are going to take a step.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm probably not popular over in Paris right now. That ball thrown away. It'll go back to the Heat. 37-34, but Rex, your point well taken. New Orleans has done a lot of good things, but they don't have a very big lead in this game. And the Heat kind of chip it away at them. There's Wade from outside. Wade with 6 points in the ball game. Haslam. Grant can't get it. Lynch, who just does such good work inside, if you will, comes up with a rebound. Aaron Davis, so athletic, somehow got it out to Lynch. Lynch from the corner, and he got it. And Lynch has 8 points.
George Lynch has it stuck on automatic right now.
And Baron Davis's penetration creates an awful lot because of his hand speed and foot speed. He requires so much help that he can get his teammates open for that kind of shot.
That's 5 assists for Baron Davis. Here comes Lynch on the steal. Ahead to Armstrong. To Lynch, keeps running the floor to Augmon. And Augmon hammers it home. And another surge now by New Orleans.
And that was all set up by Darrell Armstrong's hands on the double team. He got a hand on the ball, led the break, and a great finish.
16 assists thus far in this game. That indicates they are distributing the ball very well. 16 assists on 17 field goals. And a 68% field goal shooting by the guys from the Big Easy. The 2004 NBA playoffs on TNT, brought to you by Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Cold, down, easy. And by Adidas. Impossible is nothing. And the setting here in New Orleans, and the Hornets playing very well. We mentioned that assist thing a while ago, 16 assists, producing 17 field goals.
Well, what is interesting, you see 2 different styles of basketball being played here. All the old timers are sitting home looking at the Hornets and saying that's the way the game should be played. Passing, cutting to the basket, guys moving. Now, when you go down and look at the Heat, you look at a different version. All the youngsters are saying this is the way the game should be played because most of what they're doing is off of the dribble.
You know what's amazing about this second quarter? New Orleans has missed only 1 shot. They are 9 of 10.
Yeah, and if you're a New Orleans fan, you hope this isn't fool's gold. Talking to Kenny Gaddison this morning, he loves when this team of his goes to the basket and gets to the foul line. And you hope they don't just fall in love with the jump shot.
And it goes to the big, strong Brian Grant, rejected inside. Good defense that time by New Orleans. Grant, always undersized, with a huge heart. That time just couldn't get the shot off.
Well, it's hard to get him off when you get him every so often, too. Feed that big guy a little bit more and let him have some more touches out there.
I hear you. Here's Ogden now getting out to Baron Davis. Davis with 12 points of the ball game, 5 assists. 4.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Check that. P.J. Brown tried to get it inside to George Lynch. Tried to thread the needle, couldn't. Davis got a hand on it. Haslam brings it out. Eddie Jones, a 3-ball. And the rebound, Grant. Grant going up. Big rebound. Tries to finish. Can't. Still has it. And somehow saves it. Great effort by Brian Grant.
Brian Grant really struggles against length in the post in there. PJ's so long.
Adler misses. Back the other way comes Davis. Look at Davis. What an athlete. Now he comes up that time limping.
And Baron Davis tweaked his ankle a little bit. You could see it when he landed. Tweaked his left ankle.
Every time he tries to go into overdrive, do something spectacular, he seems to pay for it physically.
Yeah, I saw him come down and he just kind of rolled that ankle.
And I tell you what, anytime he catches you one-on-one, you seem to pay for it too, because he's so good with left and right hand. Yep. And it's amazing the guy with this body size has both hand speed as well as foot speed.
That foul was on Brian Grant, and Grant has picked up his second. Davis is a good free throw shooter and misses there, and now coming in is going to be Odom. And Wesley comes in for Armstrong. Armstrong did a nice job while he was in there.
You know, it's interesting in watching this Heat team. Even though the style is a dribble more than a pass, they are very unselfish, and I think Van Gundy needs a lot of credit for that. You know, you're looking at this, he goes in, and then going in, his foot is stepped on right there by Grant, it looks like, when he came down.
Isn't that the way it goes, though, Coach, when you're trying to nurse some injuries? Somebody steps on you or does something that just precipitates more problems. As Davis misses the free throws, and it's 41-34. I said he was a good free throw shooter. I may retract that a little bit. He shot 67% in the regular season last year, 71. Inside, Haslam, and they really got the ball inside against the Hornets that time.
That's what they're hoping that Dwayne Wade can become. He can become that guy that makes perimeter shots, but sets his teammates up. That's a terrific pass.
41-36, New Orleans. Pressure coming out on Stacey Ogden, dribbles out of it, gets to McGlure, and Odom committed the foul. I tell you, Stacey kept his poise and made something good happen.
Stacey's a basketball coach. He gets it done. You ask him to do something, and he does it. He can fill so many different roles for this New Orleans team.
And I'm noticing that McGlure and Odom has something going on. I've seen several expressions of affection between the two of them.
A little affection.
You know, sarcasm never fits. It really doesn't fit you well at all, John. I just want you to know that.
No, I just assume they're passing pleasantries. I see them talking an awful lot every time a shot is blocked out there.
He's reminiscing about something.
Yeah.
McGlure got it both, and so we have a 43-36 lead for New Orleans. Game 4. The Hornets trying to even up this best-of-7 series, first-round Eastern Conference. And before it goes to Game 5 Friday in Miami with John Thompson, Rex Chapman, Craig Sager, I'm Gary Bender. 3:14 left before halftime. Caron Butler goes in. By P.J. Brown, and they're going to call the foul. Who's it going to be on? It's on Odom. Odom now has picked up his third.
And that's a prime example right there of where the Heat are undersized. They just don't have anybody that can go over the top, with the exception of Lamar. And they give the ball to Caron there, and, you know, he's just going up against guys that are so long and tall.
And the only way you're going to negate that size is to get out and run and get down there early before the Hornets get down there.
P.J. Brown, his wife was an outstanding basketball player at Louisiana Tech. She's in the Hall of Fame of Louisiana as well. Wesley is going to try a 2. Butler comes down to the rebound. Out it comes now to Jones. Here's what you're talking about, guys, trying to run it. Jones went inside, rejected. Stacey Ogden came out of nowhere.
Unless this is super play on Stacey's part, the Hornets got back fast, but that's exactly what the Heat has to do. They have to get down there and see if they can get early offense.
Tell you what, this New Orleans team doing a lot of things well, and here's a good example.
3 guys back, and that's Baron Davis.
Yeah, it was Davis that got it.
Coming out, but there's 3 guys back. I know Miami wants to run, but right now, New Orleans has every answer.
They do. And right now with the lead, 43-36.
Southwest Airlines Game Break. Ernie Johnson at Studio A in Atlanta. Coming up, it's the Verizon Wireless Halftime Report. We'll have the latest on Kobe Bryant and his day in court in Colorado. Charles is going to be here. Kenny is going to be here. And we'll be joined by the Nets' Alonzo Mourning. All that on the Verizon Wireless Halftime Report. Now let's go back to New Orleans, guys.
Well, I think a guy with us knows something about Alonzo Mourning. John Thompson, we have 2 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in this first half. Hornets have played well. They have a 7-point lead, their biggest of the game, 43-36. And the Heat, you guys have talked about it, maybe have to run the ball, change the tempo to win this game.
Well, they definitely have to run the basketball. The Hornets have gotten the kind of game that they want. They want to come down slowly, work their offense, and try to bang it inside because of what Rex said, their height advantage and their length. The Heat wants to push the ball, get out in transition, take advantage of some of the athleticism that they have on this team.
All right, Craig, what have you got?
Well, we saw Baron Davis when he went down, and we saw one of the players step on his foot. That is not the foot that is injured with the ankle. That is his left ankle that's been bothering him so much, and his left knee is also the one that's taped. So that was a new injury. That could be one of the reasons why he was able to jump. Not re-injured the one that's been bothering him so badly. As of right now, they have to clean up the floor because one of the fans came out with a trip, not only on Pryor's foot.
Well, Dr. Sager will have you keep us posted on Baron Davis, but he has had great resiliency. Every time you think Baron Davis might be down for the count, he finds a way.
Well, Baron's a competitor, and I think that the time off in between games has really been big for him. He's penetrating well. We know it's important for him to get in the lane, get to the foul line, hit his jump shot, and get the ball to shooters. But he's really mixing it up well tonight and making his three. That's always important.
And especially when you see the 4 penetrations we have there, because usually when he's hurt, you can tell by the fact that he takes nothing but 3-point shots. And that's understandable because you don't want to go into that traffic and get stepped on the way he did earlier.
You know what's so impressive about him is how strong he is. In the offseason, he worked out 6 days, 6 hours a week with a trainer. He changed his diet. He lost 15 pounds. And I don't think there's a point guard in the league that has that kind of a body, do they?
I don't know. Jason Kidd's got a lot the same body, but they're different players. Baron's so much more explosive. Baron's got so much better range on his jump shot. Now, I don't know that anybody leads the team or wills his team to win like Jason does at the point guard. But Baron is right there.
And you have to see how those injuries, Gary, will affect him in the fourth quarter. Because once you get tired, you start to feel injuries a lot more.
Well, we pick up the play, all the house taken care of. Butler now comes way outside, 10 on the shot clock. Wade looked at Brian Grant. He's going to go in. Passes into the corner to Eddie Jones, and he got the 3.
Good shot.
Yeah, they utilize the penetration, utilize their dribble and passed it out as opposed to constantly going in there.
So Jones now with 8 points for the ball game, 3 of 8 for the field. Here is Davis. Wade picks him up, the rookie from Marquette, with his hands full tonight. Stacey Ogden's been a big factor here in the first half. He dumps it off. The shot short by McGlure. Out it comes now to Jones. And the Heat now with 2 minutes left in this first half, trying to cut in what earlier, just moments ago, was a 7-point lead. Wade to Brian Grant. Grant will pull up, and he got it. Grant earlier in this series had a 15-point, 11-rebound game. The first double-double he'd ever had in the playoffs.
It's good to see him get one to go. And I know Stan Van Gundy will never go in at halftime and let his team know that he's pleased, but I think deep down he has to be pleased with as poorly as they played. They're only down 2 points.
Brown brings it out to Davis, 7 on the shot clock. With 5, Davis just keeps creating and left it short. Brown, and they'll have another 24 on the shot clock.
That's a Hornet that knows how to create off of the dribble also, isn't he?
He makes the move, doesn't he, John?
Oh, unbelievably quick bang.
McGlure then on the feed, and another assist going to Davis. He has 6 in the game.
And any time that Brian Grant is not on Jamal McGlure, he gets any position that he wants.
Out it comes. Jones hit a 3 just a moment ago, and you got to call the glass on that, don't you, Rex?
No, you don't. You just take it, run back down the court like you meant to.
That's what you call shooting hope.
That's a real shooter telling us how we should feel. I'm sure Rex had a couple of those in his career. We have a one-point game, amazingly. We've been talking about how good the Hornets have been playing, but yet they're only up by one. Here's Davis with the three. Rebound is cleared by Grant.
Like we said, those perimeter shots most nights don't go all the time.
Butler backing in, lost the handle, falls down. They're going to get a jump ball. They were trying to get a timeout. Now, the team temperature for the Hornets. I mean, Tim Floyd's got to be concerned. He's up by one. Look what they're shooting. They're down in the rebounding, but look at the assist to turnover margin, and they've been effective at the free throw line.
Well, and as Rex indicated, if you stay in Van Gundy, you got to feel great, because obviously they seem to have been struggling the whole time. But you look up at the scoreboard and it doesn't reflect the performance. They're just down by 1 point.
Yeah, Coach, I mean, shooting 60% from the field,
yes.
It's tough to only be up by 1 point, isn't it?
That's exactly right. You know, and I really think, you know, Stan Van Gundy deserves an awful lot of credit, because he's got guys with individual abilities to go one-on-one and have them playing unselfishly. There's a lot of dribbling going on, but as he said to us when we talked to him, that's their style of play. That's the way these guys talent. But as he also indicated, they're very unselfish.
The younger brother of Jeff Van Gundy, of course, the head coach of the Houston Rockets. Dan was taken over as the head coach 4 days before the season started, when Pat Riley elected to step down. There is Davis, hit pretty hard as he goes down, but is fouled on the play. And with 30 seconds left now in this first half.
Well, that's the difference in what Davis is doing now. You have to give him a lot of credit. Anybody that's injured as much as he is and going through traffic and taking that hit.
I think one reason that Miami's still in this game and that it's a 1 point game is they've got 12 more field goal attempts, Coach, than the New Orleans Hornets.
Ogman's going to bring it in, brings it into West. And we're going to have a foul away from the ball, an interesting foul. And that foul is going to go on Alston. He was tangled up on the near side with David Wesley, way off from where the play was being made. And Alston now pleading his case with Bernie Fryer. And so that will send the Hornets to the free throw line as they go over the team foul limit. Wesley at the line. Here's a guy who has battled injuries, and a guy who hurt his left big toe, missed 21 games. Got this one 46-44. He started his career as a point guard and now is an undersized shooting guard at 6'1".
Well, he sure can shoot it. I know that. I've chased David Wesley around many a screen. What a competitor, and he is. He's undersized, but gets it done night in and night out at the team.
You talked about Van Gundy's feelings. If you're Tim Floyd, you got to feel pretty depressed the way your team has played and shot 60% and you're still in the struggle.
But I'm sure that's not the way he'll point it out at halftime, right, John?
You're absolutely correct.
This is a tough cover for Baron Davis up top.
Yes, it is. 5 on the shot clock. Haslam goes in, and that's going to be an offensive foul, as McGore took a pretty good shot inside. So they'll have now 8 seconds to get the last shot of the first half.
I think Tim Floyd's going to get a 20 and try to draw up something here and see what he can come up with.
Well, coming up at halftime, we'll go back with Ernie and Charles along with the Jet. And they're going to talk to Alonzo Mourning, who, of course, had the kidney transplant. I know, John, we talked about him earlier today, and you said he's doing very well. We'll have first half analysis and a preview of that Timberwolves-Nuggets game. You know, you think about, John, what the Heat had in mind with Alonzo Mourning, how it changed the direction this team had to take.
Well, I thought it was amazing listening to Stan Van Gundy. And one of the things that he said is very true, because it happened by surprise. It happened suddenly. They didn't have an opportunity to prepare for it. And everything that they did offensively and defensively screwed Alonzo. So he thought that it had a drastic impact on the community with the work that he had done, the team, the style of play at both ends of the floor.
Well, you know what a warrior he is. I mean, there's nobody that played harder than he did.
Oh, it's no question about it. And not a finer man there's ever been than Alonzo Mourning. All the things that he's done for the kids in the community. And when he played, you knew you had a warrior with you.
They were such a grinded-out team before, and now they're trying to get up and down the floor.
Here's Davis now, and he got Jones up in the air and had enough strength, even by body contact, to hit the shot.
That's a terrific shot.
6/10 of a second left in the half. And a long shot by Olsen, and Davis, who played so well, 15 points in the first half, with a very big psychological strike at the end of this half.
And that's a big shot to end the half, a big momentum swing, but I still feel like New Orleans is in a little bit of trouble. They're playing awfully well. They're shooting the ball awfully well.
Greg? Oh, very surprises us, but that last shot, were you surprised?
I thought I was going to get a foul on Eddie Jones, but, you know, it was a lucky shot. I'm glad we made it.
You guys are shooting 60%.
We have to more solid on our defensive coverage, not give up so many layups, and force them, you know, to shoot some jumpers. Eddie Jones got hot towards the end, corner, so we gotta.
Here is Ernie.
Special guest tonight, who in fact his playoff experience extends to both of the teams you're watching tonight. The Hornets, 55 games worth of playoff experience, and all he does is give you 20 points and 10 rebounds every time out in his playoff career. His name, of course, is Alonzo Mourning, the guy who wears number 33, and a career ended earlier, a kidney transplant. And I mean, you look great.
I mean, I feel fantastic. And God has been great to me, and my doctors are tremendously pleased with my progress, you know, and things are going real well.
Kenyon giving you a hug after New Jersey swept New York, and
right.
They continue as a source of inspiration on this team. So,
well, you know, I look at him like a little brother. One of the reasons why I wanted to go to New Jersey is because I looked at his intensity on the court and out there myself a little bit, and they're playing great basketball right now, you know, and I can see them going pretty far this year.
I don't know if you guys agree, Charles.
I'm looking forward to watching them play Detroit, because I'm looking forward to see those Wallace boys. That's going to be a tough series. I don't think either one of them can beat Indiana.
Well,
wow.
I'm gonna tell you this: the way King is playing and the way J. Kidd is playing, and they're getting a huge boost from Rick. I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna be able to touch them if they continue to play like that through the playoffs.
Meantime, first, get you pictures of the first 24 minutes as New Orleans has a 6-point lead.
Got some pictures. See that Charles is running for president. He's come with a tie tonight. I like your look tonight, just letting you know.
Doesn't appear amused.
Yeah. Decided Alonzo's has been the best trader the last probably 5 or so years. I wanted to look good tonight.
Appreciate the compliment.
You know, I'm not out of the tie me a tie, so I wore a tie tonight.
You look good from that.
Hey, you look great, man.
From that, I had some, you know. Yeah. I saw something on the TV the other day. They got this a tie, a new little infomercial. I'm gonna have to get me one.
A tire?
It's a little thing. I don't know how you do it. It's just like teaches how to tie a tie.
Yeah, that's for imbeciles. But anyway, well, and that's one of the things. How to beat the Heat. The biggest thing that I've noticed, where they have a lot of trouble beating you over. Wide open shot. No one wants to take it. They don't want to take wide open shot. Straight pitch into. They penetrate and they into. And they pitch a wide open jump shot. If you playing the Heat and the New Orleans Hornets right now.
They just got a better team. They came out really flat. They took game 3 for granted. They played like a really young team. Like, hey, we're up 2-0. We can relax.
Yeah.
They got better players And they're going to win this game tonight because, number one, I don't think Baron Davis can keep it going anymore. He's going to play, but he's going to wear down. But they don't have any other guys who I think are capable of getting 20. So I think Miami's going to win the game down the stretch.
To tell you the truth, Miami has always been known for their effort, especially when I was there, and I think Riley's system is still in effect from that standpoint, and that's why they pulled the first 2 games of the series out, and I think that if they can match, if New Orleans can match Miami's effort for 48 minutes total, then they'll be able to pull the game out.
Baron Davis, 15 points and 6 assists in the first 24 minutes. Back to the fashion angle for just a second.
I got a shoelace tire coming out too.
Look at this before the game.
Oh my God! Oh,
Lord. Look at Sags trying to decide if this purse goes with this jacket. And then, here's the jacket.
He looked like the Easter Bunny.
It's going to.
No, that's his purple. That's his pink coat.
You're hurting the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, Easter Bunny.
Ernie, please tell me Sig is not wearing a pink jacket.
No, he's not.
No, please tell me you don't have a purse.
The Halftime Report is brought to you by Verizon Wireless, the official wireless provider of the NBA.
Can you hear me now? Good.
From Studio A, the Verizon Wireless Halftime Report continues. A shade over 24 hours from now, it's Game 5 between the Rockets and Lakers on TNT. LA can close it out. Kobe Bryant hopes to be there from start to finish when he concludes 3 days of pretrial hearings in his sexual assault case. We get the latest on day 2 from CNN's Gary Tuckman in Eagle, Colorado.
Day 2 of Kobe Bryant's 3-day pretrial hearing is now over. 2 major topics on the table: the accuser's sexual past and a statement Kobe Bryant made to police that was secretly recorded. The contents of the statement we don't know. No decisions made about either topic, whether they'll be allowed in a trial. More discussion still has to take place. Tomorrow, on the final day of this pretrial hearing, the judge will hear a request by all sides to quicken up this pace. It's very possible that tomorrow the judge will set a date for Kobe Bryant to issue a plea, and after he issues a plea, then a trial date would be set. The Lakers are telling us they expect Bryant to be in Los Angeles in time tomorrow for the tip-off of Game 5 against the Rockets. Ernie?
Gary Tuckman reporting from Eagle, Colorado. As far as Game 5 goes, do the Lakers close it out? So,
I see the Lakers closing it out. I think the momentum has definitely changed. I think they're getting better production out of Karl Malone. And that's been pretty much the difference. And nobody can stop the big fella in the middle. So, I think they're going to close it out. They need some rest, so I think they're going to close it out.
Yeah, I think that right now the effects of Kobe Bryant not being there for practice and all that won't affect the Los Angeles Lakers. I said last night that these guys have already proven that they can win with the distractions. And Kobe has already proven that he can play and separate basketball from what's going on in his off-the-court life. So right now, I think the Lakers are primed to win.
They're going to win. I told you that last night. They're going to win because they understand they got to win because they can't let the Spurs get all that rest. They're a veteran team. They understand.
Exactly.
Maurice Taylor of Houston says, you know what, it's been done before coming back from 3-1, but he said, obviously, this is a bad situation to be in. If I was a betting man, I'd go to Vegas and put my money on the Lakers, too. Lakers will try to
trust me,
put away the Rockets.
I feel him.
Tomorrow in Game on TNT.
If I wasn't stuck in Atlanta, I'd beat him.
A rivalry in the making gets hotter as the series heads back to Hollywood, with the Fab Four of 3-1 and Houston facing elimination. Rockets Lakers Game 5 tomorrow night, 10 p.m. For the Rockets, it's win or go home.
Coming this July, Julian Amargalis, Dylan McDermott, The Grid on TNT.
You can take your kitchen to the next level. You can show your lawn who's boss. And only the Home Depot can show you how, with all the best brands under one roof, like Thomasville and John Deere. Right now, get no payments, no interest till next year on purchases of $299 or more, store-wide. GE Appliances, Rigid Tools, Anderson Windows. Just use your Home Depot or Expo Consumer Credit Card. If you want to love the home you're living in, you can. The Home Depot. You can do it, we can help.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any retransmission, reproduction, rebroadcast, or other use or dissemination of this telecast, or the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
The Halftime Report has been brought to you by Verizon Wireless, the official wireless provider of the NBA.
In New Orleans, the site of Game 4 between the Hornets and the Miami Heat. And the Hornets, who've been averaging only 73 points a game in the series with 50 at the break, shooting 61% thus far. As we take a look at our Jeep game summary with John Thompson, Rex Chapman, and Craig Sager, I'm Gary Bender. And they'll only be up, I guess, by 6 right now. It just doesn't figure, does it?
Well, the Hornets only have 2 offensive rebounds, but you're not going to get many offensive rebounds when you only miss 12 shots.
Well, you've got to be frustrated too if you're shooting to that percentage and you find out the game is still this close. I mean, you look at this. I mean, they're going in battle, and this is a perfect example of Grant being in the bars.
Well, I think Miami's in a good spot. Their defense is so solid most of the time that they're going to withstand this shooting by New Orleans. Their system is so solid, they'll be okay.
You know, I was really happy to see Alonzo Mourning. I mean, he just sounded great, just encourages everyone, I'm sure, that's gone through the disease he's had. And, John, it must have warmed your heart.
Well, it has, and he always has warmed my heart, but just what he's gone through is just amazing to me, how he's kept his spirits up. And what's even more significant, Gary, is that he's been concerned about other people while he's going through so much himself with all of the things he's doing.
All right, let's go over to Craig. Craig Sager, take it away.
Well, Miami did not play well, and yes, they are still in striking distance, but Stan Van Gundy is not at all happy with the way his team played. He said we got outplayed in every facet of the game, all of our schemes, all of our transition, everything. They did not do what they talked about beforehand. He thought that the Hornets played a much better half. The biggest adjustment is going to be on Baron Davis. Obviously, they wanted to trap him, but he says it has not been aggressive enough. They will trap him every time he gets the ball, whether it's out front or on the corner. He said, I know that is going to leave us vulnerable. But if George Lynch, David West, and Stacey Augmon can hit outside shots and beat us, I can live with that. I cannot live watching Baron Davis just take over and be the catalyst as he was in the first half.
Well, in all fairness, Craig, Baron Davis has taken over a lot of ball games in his career and will continue to do so. There was a moment there, an anxious moment, when it looked like he tweaked either his ankle or his foot, but he's moved really pretty well and got to be very encouraging. What I see, guys, is that New Orleans has really adapted to the Heat defense. They haven't been in a frenzy about it at all.
Well, and that's exactly right. They're taking their time and looking for shots, but the real test of Baron Davis will be time.
And there is Wade going down the middle, and maybe he'll be the guy to get this Miami team going. He has 6 points in the game, 50-46. Davis in that first half, 15 points, 6 assists.
You come out after halftime and you find yourself a little colder, and as the game goes on, you get tired, so it's really testing.
Eddie Jones picks the pocket of Wesley, goes up. Wesley tries to draw the foul. He did get the ball turned over, and he's getting up slowly. As we've said, he's had some problems with his feet. And it comes now to McGlure. McGlure finishes, and that was a very strange sequence right there.
Well, it was a great hustle back by David Wesley after throwing the ball away. He could have just given up, but went back there and got his body in the way of Eddie Jones.
All those kind of hustle plays, huge as you are trying to somehow find a way to go back to Miami on Friday, even at 2. Here's Wade, they double team him. Odom tries to kick it, that will be backcourt. No, it was touched by New Orleans. And they launch as the shot clock winding down, so Butler really had no crack at anything. Let's look at the Eddie Jones hustle.
Eddie Jones with those long arms gets the ball on David Wesley's lazy pass. David gets back and flops a little bit, gets in the way, and forces the turnover.
Well, there's more than one way to get the ball back, I guess, and there was a good example of it. Here's Davis now. Davis, a guy who this year, the first month and a half, was just sensational, playing as well as anybody in the NBA, started to get hurt, ended up being third-team All-NBA, went to his second All-Star game, the shot missing, and Butler brings it down.
Well, that's not the kind of shot you work from the floor. When you get it inside, you want to take advantage of your height and your size. You want him going to the basket with the ball.
And so Butler pushed it up the floor, and George Lynch, who hit all 4 of his shots in the first half, committed the foul.
And this is the pace that Miami wants to play. They want to get up and down the court. They want to get easy baskets, get offense off of their defense.
Caron Butler, who was the 10th pick in the draft last year, a guy who really, in making that all-rookie first team, surprised a lot. A lot of people felt, Rex, he would not drop to 10th. Well, and they fell right into the lap of Pat Riley. Well, that's a good point, but it surprised everyone except Caron Butler when he said on draft day he was going to make all 9 teams that passed on him pay for it, and he did a good job of that last year.
It sure didn't surprise me. I tried to recruit him, and I knew how good he was.
He's got some toughness. He did not get the second free throw. Biggest lead of this game has been 7 by New Orleans. The Heat at one time led by 3. Approaching 10 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Here's Wade trying to poke it out at Davis. They jump out now. Grant coming way out on Wesley. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Baseline. They again kept their poise. Did not get rattled and got the basket by McGlure.
And that's the kind of basket you want from McGlure. When you go to him, he's got to attack these guys, not shoot fadeaway jump shots.
54-47, New Orleans. Grant, he's going to try it too. Not a good-looking shot.
New Orleans will live with that shot.
That's an understatement.
McGlure now, who went to his first All-Star game. Native of Canada, Toronto, as P.J. Brown goes down. You can see Miami now really extending their defense.
Well, this is a great play by David Wesley, and an even better finish by Jamal McGlure. But that is great defense by Miami.
Eddie Jones just picked up the last foul. Lynch will bring it into P.J. Brown. Brown's played only 14 minutes because of the foul trouble. Has not scored in the game. Lynch backing down on Butler. 4 on the shot clock. And there's a Davis shot. I do not believe what I just saw. He's hit 2 shots where people have hit him in midair, and he's strong enough to deliver.
Bernie Fryer almost called a foul. I don't know why Baron Davis didn't, once he beat Dwayne Wade, why he didn't go to the basket, though.
Wow. Biggest lead of the game now. And there's a foul on Wade as he elbowed Davis down. Wade very frustrated right now.
Baron Davis has gotten under his skin a little bit.
Wade has picked up the foul. Right now, Baron Davis is dictating to the rookie. He has taken him to school. Davis upset about that last development. They shove him back into the huddle. 9 minutes to go, and Baron Davis has everyone on their feet. That 3 a moment ago is a highlight reel if I've ever seen one.
What in both of these and looking for it, you see he's hunting for, this is the play when the foul was involved. Wade hooks a little bit, and Louis Grillo was right there. Most of the time, when you accentuate that arm around a guy, the official is going to call that.
And we need to keep our eye on Grant and McGlure. They're jawing back and forth right now.
These teams don't like each other a lot. It's a 10-point lead for New Orleans. The 2004 NBA playoffs on TNT, brought to you by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA playoffs and finals. And by Jeep, the most respected, honored, and heroic 4x4s out there, only in a Jeep. Now we're going to go back and recapture one of the great shots of the playoffs.
And this is just a circus shot. I mean, are you kidding me? He beats a man, lets him catch up. Dwayne Wade gets all ball there, throws it up, and you know you got something special going when you start making those.
Well, that's a great sign of strength, too. Very similar to what he did just before the half when he was searching for the foul.
And that just further, I think, antagonized Dwayne Wade, because he came back then and committed the foul, and we talked about the psyche of Wade, and I think right now Davis is in his head a little bit.
Well, Barron is definitely in his head, much like Jason Kidd got in Frank Williams' head in the New York-New Jersey series. Frank Williams bounced back, but Baron Davis has got a little bit of Dwayne Wade's brain right now.
And the veteran has become hobbling out, having a little trouble running. He does dig it out somehow. He shows you how strong he is. He gets it to Lynch with 6 on the shot clock. And the rebound is cleared by Eddie Jones. It looked like Davis had no chance to come up with that ball, but he just muscled it out. Outside it comes now. A three on the way by Eddie Jones. And McGlow with that big hand. You were telling me, Rex, he has the biggest hands you've ever seen.
Great big hands, big thumbs, and I mean, he's really got a knack for shot blocking. He's only 6'9", but plays about 7 feet tall.
Here's Davis again. Davis really feeling it. Does not get that to go. Odom the other way.
Davis has great foot speed, but his hand speed is just as amazing to me.
Odom hangs in the air, and he's going to draw the foul. Talk about the one-upsmanship between Wade and Davis. Game 3. This was early in the ball game, and Rex, you thought this sent the whole thing south as far as Wade was concerned.
Well, I really did. I think Dwayne Wade really struggled the rest of the night, and he's got him in his head. That's a foul that Miami doesn't need to be giving up right now. But Craig Sager came over here during the break and told us that Stan Van Gundy is just furious right now. He doesn't want Baron Davis to beat them. He's begging Dwayne Wade to get up, pressure him, tell him, you've got help behind you. Just trust your teammates.
Odom now makes it a 57-49 game. Odom in double figures with 10 points. Well, there's a lot of coaches, I'm sure, John, who said, don't let Davis feature. But sometimes you can't do anything about it.
Easier said than done, I think, because that kid is really talented. You've got to realize that he's heavily bandaged right now and outrunning people, and his hand speed is just so amazing.
Third foul on Eddie Jones. New Orleans will take it side out. Just inside 8 minutes left here in the third. 57-49 New Orleans. They've led most of the way. Their biggest lead has been 10. Wesley off to Lynch. Lynch with a three ball. Boy, Lynch tonight is 5 of 6 from the field.
George Lynch has made himself into a serviceable offensive player. He got his foot in the door defensively in this league. He's making jump shots now.
The intangibles, that's what they say. He just fits in where they need him. Butler now with 10 on the shot clock. Couldn't get inside. Wade trying to take Davis. He looks a little unsure of himself. 4 on the shot clock. To Odom with 2 and can't get it. Lynch with the rebound.
Miami just looks out of sorts offensively, Coach.
Well, particularly in the half-court set. There's no place for him to go with a dribble inside because the weak side help is always there of the Hornets.
There's P.J. Brown now with 9 on the shot clock. In low to McGlow. He got it deep. Pretty tough to stop him. Couldn't get the left-hand hook. Butler hits back the other way.
This is Miami's game right here. Transition when it's an opening when they can get through.
Wade looks at a 3, moves in closer, and with a running one-hander, he could get the old-fashioned three-point play as he'll go to the free throw line.
That's a very nice move by the rookie. He could have shot 2 jump shots and elected to go ahead and take it inside. Go ahead and take it inside. You see the ball fake here. Gets Baron Davis up in the air. Could have shot another jump shot. Continues on. Takes the contact. He's such a strong player. He's able to finish.
Now they're going to take Lynch out. He just committed his 4th foul, but not a bad substitution coming in. As coming in will be the guy who played so well in the first half, Stacey Augmon, 9 points in 13 minutes. Wade at the line. Wade is 2 of 2 thus far. And he gets a 3-point play, and that should help his confidence a little bit.
Well, you got to realize, too, he's a rookie. He can't afford to let people push him off the court here. If he gets a reputation for being soft, he's going to be in trouble in this league.
Davis from outside, left it short. Odom comes up with it. Odom's so creative. He's like a point forward. He can handle it well. And a running one-hander. You see the athleticism of Odom, who came over as a free agent. The Clippers matched the contract of Elton Brand. Did not Lamar Odom. And, of course, Stan Van Gundy's very happy about that.
And I'd buy a ticket to watch Lamar Odom play. He's just beautiful to watch. Does so many things at 6'10". Here he is, finishing that long, lean, left-handed body of his. He's a terrific player.
A 5-0 run now by the Heat. And all of a sudden, they're right back in it. Time now for tonight's Bud Light Around the League. Tonight, we look at 2 more exciting chapters of the playoff script. Rex, you take it first.
Well, I've got to go thumbs down to the execution late in the game in the Mavs-Dallas game and the Sacramento-Dallas game last night. Horrible execution. You got to get a better shot than this. I love you, Stevie Nash. You've made many big shots in your time, but we got a screen and roll here. Mike Bibby on Dirk Nowitzki. He's open. Michael Finley's open up top.
If Reggie Jackson was Mr. October, Robert Horry is Mr. April. Look at this man. Thumbs up to him, because every time there's big playoff situation, he hits shots. How about this? Even blocking shots and has time to hug Hubie also. That's Mr. April.
Hey, Hubie, congratulations again. 5 rings for Horry. Looking up, looking ahead, the Wolves and Nuggets. And I tell you, Denver feeling pretty good about themselves. That's coming up next. Kings and Mavericks then on Game 5 Thursday as we look ahead to the Wild, Wild West.
You got to love playoff basketball. Dude, I'd like to suit up and get beat on defense a couple times.
You feel a lot better then, is that right? Wesley bringing it out now to Stacey Augmon. Augmon's shot is short. Odom had inside position, but P.J. Brown just batted it away from him and then stolen by Jones. Wesley gets it back. Who's got the ball? And finally, Brian Grant and Davis go down, and they're going to jump it.
Now, this is playoff basketball here. Playoff effort by both teams. Sloppy basketball, but these guys are diving all over the floor. You can't tell me they don't want to win.
Well, and Davis with all those injuries, every time he goes to the floor, I'm sure Tim Floyd gets very nervous.
Just look at this effort. Eddie Jones almost gets it. Wesley's in on it. Baron Davis on the floor. Brian Grant on it. This is playoff basketball.
Baron Davis has not been in one altercation for a ball where he has not come up with the ball.
There's Augmon, comes down to the tip. You can see this, assisted baskets. That's an incredible figure. 23 field goals, 21 assists. That's as good as it gets, guys. Here's Augmon now against Butler, and he got it as the shot clock was expiring.
Augmon and Lynch have just been unbelievable from the perimeter tonight. New Orleans is making such timely baskets. Miami's playing great defense, very good defense, but the ability of New Orleans to make these baskets is uncanny.
This is the second game in the series now that Stacey Augmon has scored in double figures. He has 11 tonight. Here is Jones going in off balance, and Wesley bodied him out and committed the foul.
That's where they've been struggling, though. The Heat, anytime they've been in a situation where they've had to play half-court offense against the defense of the Hornets, have struggled. They have been more effective when they've been able to get out and run. The floor is spread out, and they can utilize their ability to dribble.
Second foul now on Wesley. Eddie Jones, an 84% free throw shooter. That was 26th in the league this year. Doesn't get the second one, and Augmon brings it down.
You know, Coach, I don't know what you think, but I think Miami has made this game too easy for Baron Davis. Somebody's got to knock him down once, you know, take a hard foul on him, but let him know that this is not going to be this easy all night long.
Davis shaking Wade. Gets it off now to P.J. Brown. Brown not able to shoot it. Brown having a tough time offensively. 0 for 3. We mentioned at the start of the night he was shooting only 29% for the field. Up to Brian Grant. Grant will try a 2, and he buries it. And it's 62-57. And you look up at the scoreboard and you keep saying, how can Miami be this close? But they still are.
Odom might be the best point guard they have on that Miami team.
He's like a point forward, isn't he, John? The way he can distribute the ball, the offense going through him. Brown goes inside. Bottle tips his own shot.
Well, and that's what you would expect from this Hornets team. You want to see them overpower a smaller Heat team by getting second shots and putbacks.
P.J. Brown won the first Joe Dumars Sportsmanship Award, the first year for the award. Elton Brand and Shane Battier and Kerry Kittles were the others from the division. And there's Odom. And Odom right now, I think he's decided he's going to try to carry this team offensively.
That's where Lamar Odom is dangerous. When he catches that ball in the paint there, right around the free throw line area, he can make so many basketball plays for you.
The average over 17 points in the regular season, has 14 tonight. And there's McGlure. And McGlure answers at the other end. And gets back to a 7-point lead.
And they're going to the inside game to try to overpower. And you talked about Odom. Odom can do almost anything you want him to do, particularly when he has space. That's why the Hornets are so collapsed. Look at all of the Hornets are in the paint right now.
Wade now taking Wesley inside. He'll pull up and not able to get it. Out comes Stacey Augmon, the plastic man, almost backcourt. And he traveled with it anyway. Tim Floyd didn't like that. He thought there should have been a foul called. Here is Floyd, a guy who kept his home here in the Crescent City. Coached at the University of New Orleans for 6 years. Iowa State was 3+ years with the Chicago Bulls. Has his team in the playoffs as they finished at 41-41 in the regular season. 7-point game.
Zone defense. I mean, they're just right in the paint. Everybody's in the paint.
They're really trying to get the ball to Odom in the teeth of the defense. Keith Askins really wants him to run, wants the Heat to get up and down. And Keith's a competitor. I'll tell you, Coach, had the opportunity to play with Keith for a long time. And I'll tell you what, he would not let Baron Davis be having this easy of a game out there.
So Odom will go to the line. One of the things that New Orleans had to really be concerned about is they've had terrible third quarters. I mean, in the previous 3 games, they averaged under 14 points, shot 30%. And thus far here in this third quarter, they've done a very good job.
And they need to worry because the way this game has played, one would think that the Hornets are blowing this team out.
Yeah.
But if you look at the clock, they're still there.
That's what I keep looking up, and I can't figure it out. It's a 6-point game now.
Boy, look at Lamar Odom's body. That wasn't the body he had with the Clippers. He's vascular, muscular, and best shape of his life.
Well, you were talking about that, the conditioning by Miami. They might be the best conditioned team. It all started with Pat Riley. Stan Van Gundy actually was in charge of those conditioning drills when he was Pat's assistant. So they have a tradition. You come here, you better get in shape in a hurry. Davis, 17 on the shot clock, goes into the paint. Off to P.J. Brown. Brown leaves it short. Brown not able to hit again. He's 1 of 6. And Odom, look at him. Now he's kind of running the team as a point guard. Off to Butler, batted away by Davis. Saved by Wade to the hole.
Dwayne Wade's going to be a very good player in this league, Coach, for a long time.
And he has less pressure on him when he doesn't have to be a setup guard. When you can go to him and let him think offense rather than pass, he's far more effective.
John, that's a really good point. 11 points now for Wade, coming on slowly now. He also has 9 assists in this game. And it comes to Augmon. Augmon backing him up. Butler, kind of an off-balance shot, out of control. Miami now can move closer.
And this is what Miami wants. This is the tempo they want.
There's Odom going inside, and Lamar Odom has scored 18 points, and the surge has been led by this 5th-year man out of Rhode Island, and we have a 1-point game.
And he's far more effective for them today when he's been playing the 1 guard, bringing it down the floor.
There's a foul on Wade. And one time, New Orleans led in this ball game, 60-49. And look at it now, 66-65. And you can see the fast break points, the up-tempo that Coach Askins was asking for, starting to develop a little bit.
They weren't able to get an open court in game 3, take a loss, and they're working on the fast break game right now.
Armstrong is coming to the ball game. Darrell Armstrong as they're going to get Baron Davis a blow from outside as Wesley not there. All of a sudden now New Orleans launching from outside, and it's not working. And Bernie Fryer has spotted a foul. It's going to be on Armstrong.
That's a very difficult shot David Wesley took. He's coming out, coming for a right-handed player. He's coming out. He's got to turn, get his body completely squared around, and with a hand in his face from 3-point distance.
Well, this is really a very deceptive game. Here you have the Hornets maybe going to be tied right here. We've been talking about New Orleans playing so well, doing so many things well, and right now we're deadlocked as West comes in and P.J. Brown will lead.
Well, one of the things the Hornets have to really get back to doing is pounding that thing inside. You know, you're taking those ill-advised jump shots. All they do is trigger fast breaks, which is exactly what the Heat wants to happen.
Alston free throw is there, and believe it or not, Miami has the lead.
We can look for them. They've got to get the ball into Jamal McGlory at this point. They don't really have anybody on the floor right now that can create for themselves.
And it was 60-49, the lead by New Orleans. Looks like they were pretty comfortable. Miami now has gone on an 18-6 run to take the lead. West goes in, muscles it up. Rebound is cleared by Butler. I told this Butler is very, very good basketball player. He is fun to watch. He's finally getting back to full health after all year long battling back from arthroscopic surgery on the knee. Jones from the corner. And Jones just buried a two, and it's 69-66.
And there's a different look in the eyes of the Miami players right there, playing with a lot more confidence and a lot more purpose.
As this game pivoted, it has really changed. At one time, an 11-point lead for New Orleans.
And Davis is not on the floor now, too. He's such a focal point of how these guys have confidence and run their offense.
I mean, they haven't even given a look to McGlory.
1 second, and that shot, I don't know, it did not get off in time as the shot clock expired. And with Davis out of there right now, you can see the confidence has really sagged in this New Orleans team. And, of course, you know what Tim Floyd's trying to do? Find some time and getting ready for the stretch run.
I'm really puzzled as to why they're not going into McGlory at all.
Here's Ray Burlston going inside, feeds Odom, and Odom, who had all-star numbers this year. I mean, this guy has really had a great season, and now with 20 points in the game. He's had a high of 18 previously, so a high for the series, and we've got a foul inside as Armstrong is fouled by Alston.
You see, and Davis has a twofold effect on this game. Defensively, he's a great defender on the ball to put pressure on the ball. Offensively, he's a threat himself, and he can make the play. Obviously, it's caused the Hornets to miss shots. And that's what the Heat want. They want to run. And how do you run? Off of stolen balls and missed shots.
You see that number, 37%. We mentioned the Hornets have had terrible times in the third quarter. It looked like they were going to get past that. All of a sudden, it came up and grabbed them by the throat again as Armstrong hits this. At the lead a moment ago, 5 points is the biggest lead of the ball game for Miami. Now down to 3.
If I'm Miami here, I got to make sure Lamar Odom touches this ball with trying to get the last shot of the half. At least run your offense through and give them a chance to do something well.
Swing it around as they go to the zone. 5 seconds. Butler from outside. No. Rebound by Ogman. And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. So a score at halftime, 50-44 in favor of New Orleans. And as we go to quarter number 4, Miami with a 3-point lead. And what a fourth quarter this should be, as this is playoff basketball. Let's take a look now at our Gatorade X Factor of the game. Guys, we had all talked about Jamal McGlory being the guy that could be so huge in the series. They got to reestablish him.
Well, they definitely have to reestablish him because that's an advantage, their size advantage. And particularly when Davis is not in the game, you've got to go to the man.
That's game 3 and now into game 4. And McGlory, they wanted to keep it from getting in deep. And here he goes, making some things happen.
Well, they need more of this. They've got to continue to go to McGlory, the big cat from Kentucky. He's going to take pressure off of Baron Davis. And like you said before, Coach, now is when we're going to find out if Baron, how much these injuries are bothering him. The injuries can do one thing for you in the first 3 quarters. Come fourth quarter, they start taking their toll.
Davis has played 32 minutes in the ball game. P.J. Brown off to Stacey Ogman. Ogman has been a big factor in the game tonight in double figures. 8 on the shot clock. Davis with Wade on him. With 4, he'll just fire away. Oh, man, this guy is something.
Well, you know, and he's half as explosive as he was at the All-Star break. He is very hobbled right now, but I just don't know. Is he going to stop making these shots, Coach?
Kenny Garner got better than he was.
Wow. He just tied it up with that 3, and we're going to have a foul, but Davis is making life miserable for Dwayne Wade. I mean, what more can Wade do?
I mean, that's just ridiculous defense. He's got a blanket on him, and he's still making shots.
Aaron Davis just picked up the foul. It's his first.
And Stan Van Gundy just says, what are you going to do?
There's nothing you can do. The guy is just electric. Butler outside, 5 on the shot clock, backing in, and that'll be an offensive foul on Butler.
See, this is what I was talking about. Davis has the same impact defensively for this team that he has offensively. When he's out, the Heat have free reign. When he's out, when he's in, he can score and defend.
And he's really playing with smarts right there, Coach, because he's not moving really well, stopping and starting defensively. He took a chance there that they were going to call it.
Call that mental movement.
Right.
That's right. And the ball coming in now to David West, the rookie, spins it into the corner to Stacey Augmon. Brown goes up, and they get a fresh 24. There's Davis again. This time he was too open. And inside, P.J. Brown blocked. It was blocked inside by Haslam. And a wild scurry for the ball. Here comes Alston the other way. He'll pull up and pop.
That's a big block by Udonis Haslam.
73-71, and I tell you, the temperature, the intensity is picking up here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, this is when those injuries pay their toll on Davis's body. Be curious to see how he acts now.
Brown backing in, move to the basket. Very well done. PJ has struggled, but he hit one there. He's 2 of 7.
But you also are going to your strength. You're going inside and taking advantage of your height so you don't wear Davis out.
Alston picked up by Armstrong, 2 of the quickest guys in this game. Out to Wade, drives through, batted away, got it back, and the follow inside. Nicely done that time.
And there's Haslam again.
That is Haslam. But did you see how Davis came from behind on Wade, and Wade has to be so aware of this guy at both ends of the floor, not just when he has the ball. Now the double team, and he batted it off of Wade, saved it, and they'll have it with 12 to shoot.
I'll tell you what, I like Wade a lot better as an attack player when he's not bringing it down. When he's handling the ball, he's not as effective as when he's receiving it from someone else in the corner.
9:41 left to go. West goes inside, and in midair, good body control by David West, a guy you're going to hear and see a lot of in the future.
The Hornets are getting a lot of production out of a lot of different guys right now.
They're tied at 75. 9:26 left in the fourth. Wade picked up by Davis. What a matchup. He bats it away from Wade. I mean, he's just letting Wade know, I'm in control right now. Don't mess around with me. And his strength, he just reached right through. Davis has done so many things well. There's the penetration. 2-point jump shots, a 3. He had a 3 that I still can't believe he hit a while ago.
It takes a lot of courage to get up 15 3-pointers in a playoff game.
Look at this. Wade trying to get away from Davis. Davis stayed with him. They went to the basket. The basket was not there, and it's still tied at 75. West on the baseline travel. And, John, I agree with you. I didn't realize how good a defender Baron Davis is. I'd always heard about his offense, but we're seeing he can play both ends of the floor.
When he has an impact on the game at both ends of the floor, and it's very noticeable when he's not in the game.
8:57. Here's Alston outside, uses a high screen from Odom. Back out to Lamar, swings it to Caron Butler, 10 on the shot clock. Haslam again, and Haslam not able to hit it. The long rebound comes out to Armstrong. Hero Armstrong, and Alston's a good match for him. Those two quick, I tell you, those guys are as quick as anybody in the league, and what a matchup between them right now. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Davis with Wade on him. Just goes around it. Passes to Brown. 3 on the shot clock with 2. And Brown can't get it. West with the rebound and the putback.
Now that's dominance. That's dominance on the board.
West now with 6 points. 8 minutes left to go. 2-point lead for New Orleans. New Orleans cannot afford to go down 3 games to 1 and head back to Miami.
PJ really forcing him right.
Odom kicks it back out. 2 on the shot clock. And the shot by Caron Butler's not there, and West doing yeoman work inside.
Very good defensive possession by New Orleans.
Davis now will back it out. Davis with 21 points, 7 assists. Armstrong looking to Davis, gives it back to him with 7 on the shot clock. Davis goes in, out to Armstrong, 2 seconds. Armstrong shot, he got a 3. And I'll tell you again, they showed poise and patience on the possession.
And Darryl Armstrong has heart, Coach. He's got a ton of heart.
There's nobody with a bigger heart than Darrell Armstrong, a guy who was not drafted out of Fayetteville State. His 10th year in the league, 35 years old, and he just buried a huge three.
David West with a humongous offensive rebound. At this stage, one of the biggest baskets he's ever had.
And so New Orleans has retaken the lead. Stan Van Gundy, he knows his team has had some good moments, but they need some more.
Welcome back to New Orleans, where the Hornets have a 5-point lead, delighting this crowd of over 16,000. Among them, legendary Hall of Famer Rick Barry, a part of his tour where he gets to travel around and see playoff games. Tell us your take on this one.
Well, I think that the Hornets got away with playing the game at a high tempo in the first half, which I didn't expect. I don't think most people expected, neither did Miami. And then they gambled with it in the second half after shooting 61%. The shots didn't work. Miami's able to come back on them. But what they did now to stem the tide and get this lead, they turned the game around. So it'll be interesting to see if they want to keep pushing it or start to control the tempo. But I want to know where your pink jacket is.
Oh, that's for later tonight on Bourbon Street.
Okay, great.
You have 4 sons that played professional basketball. One of them, John, is coming up in the second game of our doubleheader. Denver against Minnesota. Tell us about the job that Denver's done this year, especially John.
Well, it's been a tremendous turnaround for them, and Carmelo Anthony's been a big part. I wish he had gotten co-rookie of the year, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be up to Minnesota to try to match the intensity of Denver. They're tough to beat up there. It should be a fun game.
You miss your old broadcast partner, Jared Bender?
Oh, yeah, I said hi to him before the game. We live in the same city. I have to see him on the road, though.
Thanks a lot, Jim.
All right, guys. New Orleans on a 9-2 run. Thanks, Rick. Good to see you again. Thanks, Seggs. 80-75. Hard to believe that Miami had a 5-point lead back in the third quarter. Now find themselves down by 5 and almost turned over. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Davis with another 3. And the rebound clear by Lamar Odom. Odom with 8 rebounds to go with his 20 points. Dwayne Wade goes in, and that time he got Davis before he could backpedal, and he committed the foul.
Well, and he's far more effective when he's receiving the ball on the wing as opposed to bringing it down, because Davis is just too good defensively. But when Wade's from the corner, he's a lot tougher.
And one thing I see right now, Coach, Dwayne Wade's doing a terrific job of going right at Baron Davis. He realizes he doesn't have the lateral movement that he normally has. He's able to draw some fouls on him.
Wade tries to follow, tipped inside, but Davis so strong, able to come down with the ball. They list Davis at about 215 pounds. At 6'3", and he is a big body for a point guard.
And you got to remember, too, that Wade is just a rookie. I admire his spunk because he's definitely been thrown into the briar patch.
They jump out, try to get the ball out of Davis's hands. You see that pass? How did he see West inside?
That's what sets Baron Davis apart, Coach. I mean, that pass was just ridiculous.
Wow. He has 9 assists, and none better than that one. Here's Odom now going against P.J. Brown. 5:46 left in the game. Kicks it out. Wade to Jones. Eddie Jones. Baseline going up. That time was Haslam rejected.
And that was Baron Davis on the block.
Davis is doing it all. He is absolutely doing it all.
Baron Davis looks like he's on roller skates out there. He's so quick and so smooth.
Gets it down to P.J. Brown, 9 on the shot clock. Brown backs down, out to Stacey Augmon. 5 on the shot clock. Davis won the ball, because here he goes. A running one-hander. Rebound by Eddie Jones. Davis called for the ball. He was going to try something a little bit different that time. 82-75, New Orleans. Odom, jump stop, blocking foul, basket counts. 3-point play possibility for Lamar Odom.
Lamar Odom, oh my goodness. Baron Davis, I mean, he sees this, he's looking, that's a no-look pass. He was looking at the corner at Stacey Augmon. Great pass. Nice finish by the rookie. Baron Davis has taken over.
P.J. Brown commits his 3rd foul. Van Gundy's team in the hunt. The 2004 NBA playoffs on TNT, brought to you by Hyundai. Visit NBA.com and enter to win a new Hyundai Santa Fe. by the new Sprite Remix Very Clear, by Verizon Wireless. Sign up for America's Choice Family Share Plan. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you. And by NikeBasketball.com.
My money, yes or no? No.
Drama isn't how you make your money. It's how far you'll go to get it back.
You are crazy.
See Mel Gibson in Payback. Saturday night at 8. One of the Saturday night new classics on TNT.
Well, there's so many things that have happened here tonight. We have a lot of basketball left to be played. You can see the timeouts left. 3 fulls for the Hornets, 2 for the Heat, both of the 20. And you can see 4 fouls to give as New Orleans has gotten a little bit of foul trouble early, but still, in my way of thinking, guys, we have seen tonight 2 of the outstanding plays in the playoffs, both by Baron Davis, a 3 and a pass inside.
Well, and Davis has had a definite impact on this game. When he hasn't been in the game, the Heat have really dominated the ball game. But Baron, when he comes in the game, both defensively and offensively, has a direct impact.
And having a direct impact is Lamar Odom. He has 23 points. He completes the 3-point play. It's back to a 4-point game. We're inside 5 to go here in game 4. New Orleans does not want to go to Miami down 3 games to 1. Brown skip pass, taken out, 8 on the shot clock. Davis time, here he goes with the 3, left it short. Brown saves it.
T.J. Brown. And you had to wonder whether Davis is getting a little tired when he starts launching up those deep threes.
Tell you what, though, everybody's waiting for it. I think they can hardly wait for him to come up with another remarkable play. Brown brings it out. Good ball movement. Good spacing now by the Hornets. And now Brown has to track it down. 2 seconds. And Davis, with just a desperate heave, couldn't get it to go. Good defense that time by Miami.
You need to really keep an eye right now. You know that New Orleans is going to try to make Miami shoot jump shots. They don't want. They really don't feel like Miami's a very strong perimeter shooting team, with the exception of Eddie Jones.
And that was a very foolish foul shot by Odom.
I know, and Odom is yelling for a foul, John, but that was. You're absolutely right. Very poor choice of shots. 3:47 left now. Davis using that strength against Wade. He just muscled in, kept Wade at bay until he could find his position to shoot.
Guy's got some kind of talent.
23 points, he and Odom, each high-point man in this game. Here's Odom outside. Brown comes out on him. You can tell Odom just wants somehow to get this offense rolling. And he's going to get a chance here with 5 seconds. May have overpassed it. Haslam made a remarkable catch, and they bail him out with a foul. David West committed the foul.
That's a tough call right there. That's a tough call.
They had nothing going, as that was one of the times Odom should have taken the shot. And here comes Brian Grant back into the ball game for Miami.
But as you can see, right now New Orleans is going to back off of everyone with the exception of Eddie Jones. They're going to close out on Eddie Jones and bait everyone else to shoot perimeter jump shots.
14 foul against New Orleans, none against Miami, and Jones on a feed from Odom.
Lovely. That's the advantage of Odom's size. Because of the length of Charlotte, he's so big that he can get over the top of those tall players.
And he has 8 assists tonight. I tell you what's Lamar Odom, what a career he's going to have for the Miami Heat. Davis. By the time they get into their offense, it seems like New Orleans is looking up. There's not much time on the shot clock. Davis brings it out to Armstrong, blocked by Jones. It's going to be New Orleans ball. They wanted a foul, but Bernie Fryer watched it all the way.
Oh, these New Orleans fans want a foul, but that ball was out of his hand. It was a good call by Bernie Fryer. The ball was already out of Darrell Armstrong's hand.
And Tim Boyd's going to call a 22nd timeout. 2 seconds on the shot clock when the Hornets get it back. I agree, there was no call there.
Long arm of Eddie Jones.
84-80.
Timberwolves Nuggets. Next, win or go home.
Baron Davis tonight has been spectacular. The thing that impresses you as he hits this remarkable 3 from outside is his resiliency. He's playing hurt. He in this game early. Came down, landed off his foot awkwardly, was hurt. But you know, he reminds you one of your kids' bounce back toys. Well, I tell you, he loved the comparison, and Craig Saber gave him his toy to take home with him, and I just can't say enough about this guy. He has put on quite a show here tonight. 23 points, 9 assists, and he's going to try to add when he had 2 seconds on the shot clock. Didn't get much of a look that time, and so the Heat will have it down by 4.
Again, we need to watch and see what kind of defense New Orleans goes with. They're going to bait these guys into taking jump shots. But as we noticed here, Coach, during the break, Jamal McGlory's been on the bench for the last 5 or 6 minutes. New Orleans is trying to match up speed-wise with this Miami team.
Lamar Odom has 15 points in the second half, goes inside, and that'll be an offensive foul. So Odom forcing the issue too much that time. That's his 4th foul.
And that's P.J. Brown. You think he doesn't know his scouting report, Coach? He's going to push him right, and he's been in this league a long time.
And the thing that they're trying to do, too, is just to take away the drive. Odom may be better off penetrating partially and pitching it out.
So New Orleans with the lead in the basketball. Approaching 2 minutes left in this ball game. Armstrong motioning Davis to the baseline. He'll get it to him as he curls out. Back to Armstrong. Stacey Augmon with 5 on the shot clock. With 3, they got to get something going, and he does. Somehow gets out of there and banks it off the glass.
They have made more plays tonight with short clocks and the clock running down. They're getting all the bounces.
Augmon with 13 points. He has been, I would say, an X factor here tonight. Here is Karan Butler. Davis goes up for the foul. Is going to be a loose ball foul. Look at Stacey Augmon here with a shot clock winding down.
I talked about Stacey's perimeter shooting earlier in the game. He's making me eat my words. Stacey's made some big shots tonight, none bigger than that one.
And last foul was on P.J. Brown.
Well, I don't think he has to make you eat your words on that one. I think a little prayer was in that shot.
Odom with 23. He's 5 at 5 from the line. Big free throws. During the course of the regular season, he shot 74%. You know, he was the only player other than Kevin Garnett to average 17 points, 9, 4 assists. That's a pretty fast company. He gets the second one, and we have a 4-point game.
I tell you, Charlotte had better be real careful because of the talented one-on-one players of this Heat team. They let them get close enough, they could have a serious problem.
New Orleans with the basketball, a minute 36. Here's Armstrong looking in, dives in. Brown overshoots it badly, and it's going to be off of the Hornets. Brown, 2 of 9, and that gives the Heat a chance.
Going to get David Wesley back in the game. And I will tell you, this is a tough task David Wesley has. He hasn't been in the game in 8 to 9 minutes. Coming in cold and going to be expected to shoulder a little bit of the offensive load. A tough spot to put David Wesley in.
And his facial expression shows it there, too.
Yep, a little pressure in that face. Armstrong leads, did a creditable job with bad ankle and all. In it comes to Odom. Odom will take Brown inside. Spin move, the jump hook, and the rebound by Brown. Nice play by Odom, it just wouldn't go.
Good defense.
Very good rebound by Brown. I mean, it looks insignificant, but it's very important.
Davis with 9 on the shot clock. With 7. Feeds West. And Baron Davis just taking over the game again. He now has a double-double with 10 assists.
Baron Davis has just been fabulous, Coach.
Well, and particularly throwing that pass in traffic. I mean, you got to throw a catchable pass as well as throwing an accurate pass.
Well, this guy's special. As the end result, it may be 2-2.
Southwest game break, Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. Coming up on TNT, we'll see how the #1 seed in the West responds to a 21-point thumping in Game 3. Kevin Garnett and the Timberwolves in Denver to take on Carmelo Anthony and the Nuggets. The series stands 2-1 Minnesota. Game 4 just around the bend. Gary.
All right, Ernie, we'll look forward to that. It's time now for Fast on Their Feet, presented by Lamisil. And we're going to go back to that remarkable play by Baron Davis.
Coach, you and I noticed Baron Davis is doing everything pretty much going north and south. This is just phenomenal. I don't know if it's as evident on television as it is here live. Really very limited lateral movement.
Well, particularly at this point of the game, because he's got to be extremely sore. As you see now, walking on the floor, he's limping. But it's just amazing to me the impact he's had on this game, rebounding-wise, defensive-wise, offensive-wise. When he went out, it was a totally different game.
You know, the Heat have scored only 11 points in this quarter. They're 4 of 15, but they're still in the game, down by 6. Dwayne Wade's got to get it in.
That's 5 seconds.
And he didn't. That's a 5-second count.
And Stan Van Gundy is looking at his rookie and saying, here's the 20.
Wow.
Well, it's a learning experience for him.
53 seconds left now. Davis will inbound. Into Ogman, and Ogman's going to be fouled. You know, the problem is you see Wade picking it up. Let's go over to Craig Sager. Craig?
Well, when Baron Davis is getting that rest in the second half, you guys questioned how he would be coming back in the game, also saying he looks better going left to right. He took off the ankle brace just before he came in the fourth quarter, said he wanted more movement, and obviously it's worked.
I think the adrenaline might be kicking in a little bit, don't you think? And there's another foul, and that'll send him to the line as they had committed no fouls, but of course then with the first foul in the last 2 minutes, and now that will send to the line this New Orleans team. David Wesley looking forward to what's coming up next. The Timberwolves still with that monkey on their back of never getting out of the first round in 7 years, and now with a 2-1 lead over Denver.
Well, you know, it's something interesting about this game. Baron Davis was the inbounder, and he's the best receiver. You know, Tim Floyd understands the fact that the value of an inbound in a situation like this, and you're putting your best ball handler in there to inbound the ball also.
And Wesley gets them both. He's in double figures with 10. Timeout, Miami. 52 seconds left, and they're starting to celebrate.
In Game 3, led by rookie phenom Carmelo Anthony, the Nuggets hunted down Minnesota's Wolfpack and dominated them. In Game 4, Denver stares at a must-win situation or go back to the den of the wolf down. Timberwolves Nuggets. Next, win or go home.
Well, we're just about to 2-2 here if the Hornets hang on, leading 90-82. And you look ahead, it's Miami Game 5 on Friday. Now, Miami is a bad road team, so they'll be glad to get home where they won their last 12 in a row during the regular season. Then it's Sunday back here in New Orleans if necessary, and Miami Game 7.
Well, they got, as you see here, you got Wang Juju in the game, and I believe they're going to use him as a decoy. Everybody knows he can shoot three-pointers. I believe they're going to try to get a quick 2 here. There's still plenty of time for him.
Juju, the first player from China in the NBA. Odom from outside, kicks it off to the right side and buried it by Alston. Alston hits it, and it's 90-85, a 5-point game, and they're going to foul David Wesley.
Big shot by Rachel Alston.
Whoa.
Real big shot.
Puts a little tension back into this game as far as New Orleans is concerned.
Great penetration, even forcing Lamar Odom to the right. Finds Alston, and Baron Davis just too late getting out there to close out. Rafer Alston with a big shot.
Boy, he almost had his toe on the line there, didn't he? Sewell Butler now on the ball game for Miami.
Have been extremely effective with Odom outside basketball because of his size and his passing ability, his dribbling ability. he's extremely effective handling the ball for them.
And I don't know that Tim Floyd would rather have anybody on his roster at the line in these late game situations than David Wesley.
He's hit all 5 of these free throws, 3 big ones here in this stretch run. And he got the next one. It's 92-85, 43 seconds. Alston quickly near the offensive end. He's going to try another 3. This one rebounded by Grant. They kick it out to Alston again. This 3 is not there. And Ogman comes down to the rebound and they'll foul it. So he had 2 good looks.
He did have 2 good looks. Eddie Jones is a little perplexed. They were trying to run a little flare screen for him. And Rayford just decided to pull up and shoot it. He had a good look, though.
I tell you, this guy has really contributed. Set career highs. I'm talking about Alston in every category. Exceeded all their expectations. Hit that 3 a moment ago and is trying to duplicate it as now Ogman will go to the free throw line. What a game by Stacey Ogman. He has 14 points.
Stacey's such a great complementary player. As we said earlier about his attitude as well as the fact that his hustle, getting the intangible loose balls and rebounds.
With Jamal Mashburn being out of the lineup, it's really put a lot of focus on Ogman and Lynch to come in and be more productive. And they've done it.
He's been there before. His 12th straight year to be in the playoffs. Less than 30 to go. Alston brings it out now to Butler. Butler launches the 3. Rebound by Ogman, and he's going to go to the free throw line again. Ryan Grant with the foul.
Baron Davis is just out here. He is really gimpy right now.
Really, I tell you, you'll feel a lot better, Rex, if they win this one. It looks like they will, and even it up at 2. And after losing those first 2 in Miami, and one of them by 30 points, they have really rebounded here at home.
Well, see, and that's the key, too. That Miami still has the advantage of their home court. And the way this game has been played, Baron Davis's leg is definitely going to be sore after this game. This thing is far from over.
And so the free throws make it 96-85 as Ogman continues to build on a huge game, 17 points. So Baron Davis, he won't have a lot of time to get ready as they go back to Miami on Friday. But I think what I saw tonight, John and Rex, is that this New Orleans team showed a lot more poise against the defense of the Heat. They didn't get rattled like I saw in a couple of earlier games.
They did. Miami put themselves behind the 8 ball early on by allowing such a high field goal percentage and left themselves at the mercy of a guy who can, win any game by himself if he gets going, in Baron Davis.
And the only time that really the only time that Miami got out and really created a problem with New Orleans was when Baron Davis was not in the game. Yep. That's when the pace changed and New Orleans started to play a little bit faster than they're capable of playing.
So it's all about adjustments, and Van Gundy is going to have to make an adjustment to counter what New Orleans has done to his team tonight. Here's Jones, leaner from 3. Rebound by Davis, and they're going to let this game come to an end. And the guy that was so huge tonight, Baron Davis, with a double-double, 23 points, 10 assists, played 43 minutes. And so, there is 96-85. Next is game 4, the Timberwolves and Nuggets. Continue all night with post-game reaction, interviews, and Andy News from tonight's action. For Rex Chapman, Craig Sager, along with John Thompson, this is Gary. Good night from the New Orleans Arena.